Welcome, folks, to the Community Curation podcast. I am your host, the Gothic Storyteller, and today's guest, an indie darling for Twitch horror, uh, an indie horror darling. I guess that's what we're gonna label her today. SlumDropButton. Slum, how are you doing, lovely?
I'm doing good today. How are you doing? Let's
I'm
hope you don't
doing
hear
good.
this.
Oops. Yeah. I
Of
just
course, great timing.
I just saw Odin. I was like, you know what? We here at the podcast approve of animal cameos. We have plenty of
Mhm.
them in the past and everything. For our folks here, Slum Drop Button is a Twitch streamer. She also works on would you say miniatures when you make your
Yeah.
little fruit bowl? So you're an artist and everything. You do miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which are
I have some.
there's actually some that look so damn delicious. I was all like, I hate that I'm hungry. And when
I
I
have one
start
that's
seeing,
it's like a mini Moscow Mule.
ooh, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
When
And there's one it's a boba.
ooh, okay, so
It's a bear boba.
we definitely. Oh, it's in the shape of a little teddy. Okay, so we definitely got to touch on
Yeah.
this. I completely forgot about mentioning this and everything. Folks, if you
Mm-hmm.
love indie horror, if you love the backrooms, if you love uh those games that they kind of look very cheap, but I guarantee you they have
Yeah.
really good kick in horror because there's some of them I've seen your TikTok streams or your TikTok clips, and I've watched your streams yourself that it's like, oh man, like that really got me. Especially like those
Mm-hmm.
very like bare basic, like you could be a overnight stalker at a supermarket and there's just like all these random people popping up and it's like what the hell. But
Yep.
Slum Drop has done that. I like to sit there and know what got you into streaming and how long have you been streaming?
So I love playing horror games, but I also got really scared, so I started watching people on YouTube play horror games. And I was like, I kind of want to do this. And I was watching people on Twitch, and it seemed like you could just meet a lot of people and make new friends. So I decided to do it. Once I got gifted my PC for my birthday, like I think it was 3 years ago, maybe. So I started, it must have been 3.5 because I started about 3 years ago for my streaming. And I love it. I love it so much.
Have we really only known each other for about 3 years? I feel like it was much
I
longer.
think so.
I've been streaming for
Yeah, because
5. I've been streaming for
I
5.
started in must have been October or November 2023. But then I like got serious about it in like March of 2024.
I know
No,
when we
it
start
might have
thinking
been
about
a
these
lot
dates.
longer. Yeah,
Yeah,
it might have been like 4 years ago at this point. I
because
think I'm getting my years mixed up.
I felt like I met you along with Miss Spooky and Killslay and Cheeks about
Yeah.
maybe a year into the pandemic, maybe a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Because that kind of like that's like 3 years of our lives that it's like what
Mm-hmm.
is that? And then ever since we come back, I know first year I was a console streamer, and then I started the PC stuff that my sis had gifted me, and now we're here with everything that you see here in the back and everything. We
Mm-hmm.
some of that is all sis as well, but yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. I think I discovered you, and then because of you, that's where I started blossoming off and seeing all the wonderful people in your community.
Yeah, it's been crazy meeting so many like-minded people, and then they have the same sense of humor and they also do the same things as you. It's kind of eye-opening. It's like, wow, there's more people in this world besides me in this like small, not bubble, but just my in real life bubble type of thing.
Yeah. Um,
Hmm.
how do you handle that? Your in real life bubble, and then your, I guess, would say Twitch bubble. How do you handle that?
Uh, it's interesting, I guess, because like no one, I'm not like big enough that people are like, "Oh, do you stream?" But people at work know I stream. So some of them do watch my streams and they joke about it, but I am very similar to how I am on stream. I am in person, so it's kind of like what you see is what you get. I do have more of an exaggerated persona where I'm more loud or like I don't know, like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Energetic. I'm more
Mm-hmm.
chill in real life. But yeah, the things that I say on stream, I do have a filter at work, but in my real life thing, no,
Yeah,
no,
because
I
I was about
don't.
to say some of the stuff I've heard you say. I don't think you could ever say that in your work environment.
No,
They'll be like,
no.
"What did she say?"
I work in a very professional setting, so it's very weird too.
Yeah.
And then
So.
you see me on stream. I think that's where I let it all out. But I have met people in person from Twitch
Mm-hmm.
that I never thought I would ever meet, you know?
So many wonderful
Like,
people.
I know, like, I met Cheeks and like we've become best friends, and Kelly. I like know these people don't know them, but you know them. And
Yeah.
they're just, they came out of not nowhere, but we all kind of came out of nowhere and came together as a group because of one person, and then we blossomed into like another friendship. It's really cool. And then we met
Mm-hmm.
in real life like 3 times, and we're gonna meet again. So
Ooh, that's
Twitch
exciting.
actually, back to your question, it's kind of integrated into my life in a way. Like it actually became a physical thing in my life,
That's
which is weird
nice. And
because it's online.
yeah.
Yeah.
I I was kind of hesitant at first if I was gonna kind of have a bit of my in real life integrated, but I kind of felt like no matter what, sooner or later the two worlds do collide, because the
Yep.
longer you stream, the more your community gets to know you. It's
Mm-hmm.
I've had a few guests on here that were Twitch streamers that we kind of discussed a little bit on the parasocial relationship where they think they know you, but and then it's like, well, no, this is a persona. It's like the more I think about it, it's like, okay, well, do I really have a persona or am I just an asshole?
Mm.
but
Mm-hmm.
but but but
I
it's
was
the
actually talking about the parasocial aspect to my
it's
friend earlier.
it's something like kind of like really think about it, because it's all like, well, what you're seeing is more carefully curated. Unless you get me on a bad day, then you're really going to sit there and see how I am on a bad day, you know.
Yep.
um and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen other streamers that it's like that, where on a bad day you're just like who is this person, and then on a good day it's like, oh, we
Mm-hmm.
got our friend back, or
Mm-hmm.
who we think is our friend and everything. And I always found it
Yeah.
interesting. I tried, I don't know, I guess I try to have a larger in life persona. Um, but I think the one thing I've like noticed so far in Twitch is like, I love socializing with my community, but whenever I'm not, I love not socializing.
Yeah.
I
I
I
was
will
just thinking about it.
socialize. I will socialize with certain communities, not because I think one community is better than the other. It's just those are easy communities in which I can sit there and be myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't feel like I have to put a mask on. You know, um,
Yep. Yeah. I was
because
just thinking about that.
they know I'm an asshole, but they still love me. And,
Yeah.
and it's like, I
Mm-hmm.
love that you accept me for all of my
Mm-hmm.
roughness, because you actually see through that. And then all their new community
Yeah.
members,
Yeah.
they're like, what's his issue? They're all like, don't start with him. It's all like, he's behaving, don't start with him. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's like that, and then other times it's like, no, it's all chill. Sometimes when I meet
Mm-hmm.
people with their real personalities, I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot for me too. And I go quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I go quiet because I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very observant. And I'm like, I'm afraid of what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say. And like anything that I say, they could take that into like weird sexual content. Like, not like in a really
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
one, but
Yeah.
it's like, God, is there anything I can say that's not gonna be turned into a damn dick joke at this point?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's all in fun.
Mm-hmm.
All in fun and consent, folks, because consent's sexy.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
It is. I'm sitting there trying to think, because it's all like, there's the miniatures and everything, but you know what? I want to save those miniatures just for last and everything, right before we get into our films.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I sat there and saw that one of your favorite childhood games is Gauntlet Dark Legacy. This game
Yes.
has been a
Yes.
bane in my existence when I was a child. When I used to visit my my aunt and uncle, and my cousin had this game on the N64, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like over here. It's like, what made you like what brought you to that game? Because I also kind of feel like with that game too, it also mirrors a lot of the games you're into now. There's a darkness
Mm-hmm.
aspect to it, but also to I don't want to sit there and say it's very low grade. It's not, but like it's the art. It's the world. It's how it's
Yeah.
built. You play
Mm-hmm.
games still like that.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like the old school graphic type of game. Like
Yeah,
it's
the pixels.
shitty, I mean crappy, sorry. But it's not bad. Like,
Hmm.
it's not unplayable. Even now, I think I could still go back and play it, but it would still be considered the crappy graphics,
It's, I think the best way
But
to put
what
it, it has charisma and has personality to it.
yeah, yeah, it's I feel like there's a lot of games now that have the same generator type of objects. Like I
Hmm.
have, for example, Pandacore, I've seen the same like hospital wing, the same hospital beds and things. And then you see it in other games that have hospital wings in it. But back then I feel like they had different things. They had to make it up themselves
Hmm.
because it was kind of like a prototype in a way.
They didn't have all
But I
that stock coding. I'm yeah.
yeah,
I'm guessing that's what that is. It's stock coding.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but sounds yeah, sounds something right. Something coding for sure. But yeah, like a copy paste type of thing in a way.
Hmm.
But this one I don't know what I got drawn to. I think it's because I grew up playing the arcade games that you like would go to the actual arcades and play and shoot, and they had like the linear, I guess it's called, the ones that go straight across that you can't see like around.
Oh,
But this one was overhead, the aerial version.
are you
The
kind of like,
arcades, they had
yeah,
the
yeah? Are you kind of like talking like you're not talking side scroll, but you're talking about like the ones that you
yeah,
is it side scroll that
yeah,
you're talking about? Like,
yeah, side scroll.
okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
don't know what it
okay.
was called. So I grew up like playing those on like the arcade, and then I saw this one had an arcade game, but then it came out in like I think it was GameCube, which was my favorite like console growing up. I love that. And me and my friend, we love playing like anything zombie shooter, anything that we can get our hands on. And we also really liked D&D, but we didn't know it was called D&D back when we were little because we were little. But we loved like the different characters, like the sorcerer, the jester, the different costumes that they had. And so we played this game and I loved it because there was different worlds. So you would go in and one world would be a theme and then you would beat that boss and it would just keep going on. And when I was little, it just felt like it was going on forever. But then obviously you beat the final boss. But it had like lore within lore, and then you would gather more lore along the way. And there was loot, which I love loot. Any game that has loot, I would I'd play.
Loot
So it had
sleuths.
everything that I was looking for when I was little, and so it always stuck with me.
I definitely GameCube was a very very important one. I think that was
Yeah.
technically the very first console
Mm-hmm.
that I had. Well, I shared it with my brother and everything. And the moment you mentioned that, I can hear the sound effect of it turning on. Uh,
Yep.
and it brings me back to the memories. I would play like WrestleMania. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
19. Legend of Zelda Wind
There's so
Waker.
many
But
games.
I never owned
Yeah.
the game, but I always played the demo. I would try to see how far I could get
Oh,
into the demo
yeah.
because I
Mm-hmm.
don't know why I just didn't tell my parents, hey, I would like this, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
we couldn't buy
Yep.
games nearly as much as I guess I could now, thanks to Steam and Epic, where
Mm-hmm.
you have these deals and everything. Like a $60 game, you can now get it for like 50, or even a $30 game. I'm willing to sit there and drop thirty
Yeah.
dollars, and you can get some pretty damn good action. You can get a lot of great hours. But GameCube, that was my childhood. Right next to the
Mm-hmm.
N64, to the Super Nintendo
Yeah.
that my cousins had. Um,
Yep.
and then I slowly upgraded to PlayStation. Once I finally grew out of GameCube, I was like, I'm a PlayStation guy through and through. PS2 all the way. We had a Wii, and I still enjoyed it. Um,
I remember Louise. I wanted to like it, but I don't know. I couldn't like it. I think it was because of those the the sticks that you had put on your wrist and stuff.
did you not want to be physical while playing your game and everything, where you had to get up and you actually had to move, and it's like.
No, I guess I didn't. I wanted to stay sitting there and hurting my back.
But like
Yeah.
also too though, I think like that's two different sides of gamers, because like the Wii is, yeah, it's like, I
Hmm.
guess, like a little fit. You're not really losing to, like, you're not burning calories probably as much. I'm pretty sure there's some
Hmm.
people that have, But there's a difference between just I want to
Mhm.
chill and game, and then the
Mm-hmm.
whole like I want to get up and I
Yeah.
want to feel like I'm just as much as in the adventure a little bit more, kind of almost like early VR, even though VR was
Mm-hmm.
around and being tested a lot early.
VR. Crazy.
Did you ever have any favorite games from the arcade when you used to go?
Oh, I really loved Frogger. I love that game so much. I don't think I beat it very much. I feel like I'm very bad at it, but I still loved it. Actually, I feel like I was average. I made it to different areas that had like the different, I'm not going to say themes, but I guess that the environments were changing, and
Mm-hmm.
so it was really fun. I like that one a lot. I also liked what was it called? Was it Street Fighter? I think that was the
Ooh,
one. There's like a bunch of them that you could just hit. Mortal Kombat. I don't know if that was considered arcade though.
yeah, that was
What?
the peak, I believe, of arcade. Was that and like Street Fighter
I think yeah, Mortal Kombat. I
and
loved. I don't know why I loved it more than Street Fighter, but I did.
the fatalities, the gore, the boobs.
Yeah. Yeah, the costumes, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there was more I feel like it was more modern than Street Fighter in a way, even
I
though they were like
I think Street
the
Fighter
same time.
is more of a family friendly,
Mm.
definitely like it hit all the aspects of these different fighters around the world, and then you look at Mortal Kombat and it's like I just ripped this fucker's spine out, you know.
Yeah, yeah, the freaking the cutscenes. That's probably why I love gory anything. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a theme that I had growing up, but I love like well, kind of not anymore, but I did love the Saw movies, but I loved it more because of the plot, like the plot twist
Okay. uh
than the gore.
Going to, like the interest of Mortal Kombat and everything, was it more of you had a very strong curiosity for morbid things?
Yeah. Yeah,
because
I feel like I
because
did.
we had a conversation right before we recorded, and the
Yeah.
more I was like, wow, we have a very morbid curiosity about certain things,
Yeah.
and we're going to talk about that too when we reach to certain films.
Mhm.
And I was all like, yeah, I've too had a very morbid curiosity with death. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a part of our everyday lives and everything, and there's some people that are like, that's just
Yeah.
weird, and it's like, no, Jessica,
Mm.
you're just too fucking normal.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't think about things that like that we don't see in everyday life. I think people sometimes just try to ignore it and they don't want to know. But
Yeah,
I'm curious. I want to know.
it doesn't hurt to ask questions. It's when people don't want you to ask questions,
Hmm.
that's when you even got to be even more curious, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly.
Before we jump into our films for today, we got to talk about the miniatures. What
Oh yeah.
got you
Oh, if I have any.
to start creating these? Because
Um,
I first saw you had foods, and now you branch out into boba teas and
mm-hmm.
pictures. You gotten really good
Yeah.
with it.
I actually here, I made one yesterday, actually. It's donuts. Oh,
Mm.
wait. But they're like Hello Kitty themed, so they have like little bows on them.
Uh-huh.
But I might have. Yes, I do. Okay. I'll show you some before I tell you. But this is a dinosaur. I don't make them. They're kits and I put them together, but they're
Oh,
like
okay.
tacos. A
That's
taco
epic.
dinosaur.
It's a taco, yeah.
Thank you. There's this one. It's
Ooh.
like General Tso's chicken, and then these ones are
They're like
not
dumplings?
pecan raviolis. Dumplings. And then I have this. This one's a cake. Oops, it's the wrong way.
Ooh. That's so pretty. Very
And I just put
Beetlejuice
magnets on the
like.
bottom. Mm-hmm. Oh, I make like little ones like these mushroom candles.
Thank you. You said the
They're so
mushroom part because my
freaking
brain went totally different. But
yeah. And they're so cute and they're so tiny. But yeah, oh, I have one more. I have a cake. I made a bunny cake.
oh, nice.
And it has like a little bunny on the bunny tail on the back.
Oh, that's cute.
Thank
What
you. But
what
anyways,
what got you
I
into this?
I love mini things. I saw them on like either at Michael's or something, and I was like, I love this and I want to make them. But it became a thing with like Legos when you make the Legos and you just have nowhere to put them. So
Mm-hmm.
I started making mine into magnets. So that way I could actually just put them up somewhere and it would be really cute. And so it became a hobby. And then I turned it into giving it away for free to my like people that watch me on Twitch. They just have to like redeem a channel point, and then I send it to them. They just have to give me their address. I know some people don't want to, but
Mm-hmm.
so I'll just ship it. And it's because I don't know how else to thank people that support me and watch me. So I was like, maybe something physical that they could see and that they like, and that's cute and tiny and not really. It's not like if you put it somewhere, it's not going to be like too much. It's just something
Yeah.
little cute, little trinket. And so then I started doing that because I was giving them as gifts, and I saw that people really liked them. So then I was like, maybe Twitch people will like it. So you just have to like watch me, and that's all, and then get your channel points, and then there you go. It helps. It helps, you know, to be noticed on Twitch if people are watching you, and also I feel like it's so nice to just. I hope it brings a smile to people's faces.
It's a little slice
So
of
I did.
slum for your home,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
those are always nice to have, like, those little things where um you just like look at it and you immediately think of that person, and it brings a smile
Yeah.
to your
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I
Yeah.
carry here, like the popcorn bucket. I got this because one of my mods, Jessica, um
Oh, I love
she
that.
sent me like a lot of snacks. She sent me like a whole, this had
Oh
been
my
about like
god.
maybe 2 years ago, but now like they're all filled with toxic shocks and every
Oh, I love that.
the way how my
Those are
teeth
the
and
sour stuff, right?
yeah. Believe it or not, the
The
toxic
sour.
shocks are not nearly as sour compared to the warheads. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
I would have thought.
it's like going into it's like eating that one the one chip challenge thing, and then after that, like you're trying to eat, I don't know, some type of spicy nacho Doritos chip. It's like it
Mm-hmm.
gives you a bit of a kick, but it's not the same, but I have all of
Mm-hmm.
these now, and I can't really now eat them or use them as redeems anymore because of my teeth. But
Uh,
yeah, it's like I
yeah.
as I gotten older, my teeth have gotten far more sensitive, and I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with
Yeah.
all of that now? It's like I guess I can give
Oh
it to my sister.
no.
She's a streamer now. They can start,
Mm-hmm.
they can start making her have to take the toxic shock until she can't
Yeah.
even bother or stomach them anymore. But those are
Mm-hmm.
always sweet when we can give back to our community, and even if it's just the smallest way possible.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. It's
Mm.
nice.
Folks, we have a wonderful selection of films here. Some claustrophobic. You know what? Actually, two of them are very claustrophobic. Um, and then one really kind of does, pique the interest about the human body and what we do to it.
Mm-hmm.
So our very
Ugh.
first film that we are,
This creeps me out.
you sent the willies right back to me, and I'm like, oh my god. So we're gonna talk about our first film, The Descent. I've always heard about this film. I've been told many times to watch it. I've seen it before, but it's been like a long time again since I've seen
Mm-hmm.
it. It's a wonderful film about six women who enter an uncharted cave system and then struggle to survive with the beast inside. Why did you pick this film?
Ah, this one's always stuck with me. There's a specific scene in it. I don't know if you remember it, but because there's a lot of scenes that are kind of memorable and it's creepy. But there's a scene where they're like best friends and they're fighting, and like one of them like pushes the other down or something, and one of them comes up all bloody and like comes up from I don't know what you would call it, not a swamp of blood, but like something gross in the cave that's just
Mm-hmm.
bloody. And it's always stuck with me because of like the theme of the movie, I guess, and how creepy it was to see like someone just coming out. I don't know. I've always remembered that scene, and I liked the facts. I really liked the what's the word? The things that I won't do. Like I will never go cave diving. I will never go in those really tiny spaces. So it's something that I'll watch someone do, And then it mixed with something
you
that's scary. Like, I don't know exactly what they're called.
you
Wendigos
have
down there?
to be honest, I just thought that they were just cave mutants. Everything
Okay, I could see
because
that. Yeah.
when the video game The Forest and then Sons of the Forest came out, all I thought of were
Mhm.
those beasts. But like, there's like one of
Oh,
them that looks like a
yeah.
mutated Teletubby or something. So like when I played
Yeah.
that game, I was like, this reminds me of the Descent,
Hmm.
and you do descend underground sometimes into these
Yeah.
caverns, and you have these
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that are crawling. You just
You
don't
go in the
find this
caves.
huge pool of blood, which
No.
you describing that, like, there's always something very
Oh,
visceral and very, like, it just burns itself in the brain when you see a person just covered in blood.
yeah.
um
Like Carrie, that scene. I feel like that's
yes,
why it sticks with a lot of
that's
people.
very mild, but yeah, it's such an iconic thing
Yeah.
of this terrible
Uh,
prank, and then it all backfires on him because everyone's laughing at her, and she's all like, I'm gonna make
mm-hmm.
you motherfuckers burn in hell. But like there's like
That's such
another
a
one,
good
I think it's
movie.
Hostel Part 2. I first saw the scene, I think, in a
I can't
documentary
remember.
called Nightmares in Red, White, and Blue, which talks about, like,
Mm.
horror history in America. Um, and there's like this one scene where this one chick has gotten her throat completely cut, and the woman is
Oh.
naked on the table, just bathing like Elizabeth Bathory as she's
Oh
being
my
covered.
God.
Like I mean,
I
she is
remember that.
full blown nude, and she's rubbing it all
Yes.
over, and there is something
Oh.
about that image of it's sexual,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also
Mm-hmm.
disturbing because of, this person is very much getting off on another person's
Yeah.
suffering. So those
Oh, I
those
remember that scene now.
those images stick to you. Sadly, I
Mm-hmm.
can't
They really do.
I can't make a clip out of just talking about that one scene because the socials will cancel the shit out of me. It's all like, it just shows a clip of
Yeah.
woman bare breasted being covered in blood. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
But it is those I don't know, there's something about it. So one of the
Mm-hmm.
things I really enjoy about horror is it really does make us question a lot of the everydayness of our lives, and even just something as
Mm-hmm.
simple like in The Descent, of it's these women, one's already struggling with, I believe it's the loss of her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
um
Yep.
and she's on this trip to try to help keep her mind off at bay, and then quite literally she is throwing all of her frustrations of how she feels losing a child, and also kind of butting heads with some of the friends along the way, and then she is
Mm-hmm.
just giving out that feminine rage on these fucking mutant creatures, which really, to be honest, they're just eating. They're just, it's
Yeah.
their own basic
Yeah.
nature. And she's like, how
Mm-hmm.
fucking dare you? And just gouge their eyes out. And it's like, wow,
Oh yeah.
if
She goes feral.
if anything is really more frightening in horror film, it's feminine rage. Because you'd be
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah. Yeah.
how
Yeah.
very creative it can be.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah.
Have you seen I Spit on Your Grave, the original one? That I saw that way
I
too
don't
damn
think
young, but
so.
that was my introduction, I believe, to feminine rage. It's
I
like,
haven't seen that one, I don't think, but I
yeah,
need to.
it's a very strong cup of coffee to take down. But
Yeah.
after like the rape scenes and everything, and you start seeing her get her revenge, it's like, yes, kill them, torture them,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
and we live vicariously through these. I think that's what you were. It's that relationship. We're living vicariously. You would never sit there and descend
Mm-hmm.
into these tunnels. I sure as shit won't, especially not that one chick fell and broke both her damn legs. I was like, fuck that shit.
Yeah. Broken bones in movies, no matter what, freak me out.
Um,
Yeah. Yep.
do you have any final thoughts before we move on to our next feature?
No, just that if you haven't seen it, that you should. Like, I think there's a Descent too, which I don't think is as good. I can't even, you know, the Descent, the scene sticks with you. Descent 2, no scene sticks with me. So definitely, there's some sequels that are better than others, like in movies, but this
Mm-hmm.
one, no. But that's all.
Yeah. Funny enough, this morning I watched a video from In Praise of Shadows, and I love Critters, but there's something about Critters too I love even more, even though it's the same film, but it's Easter Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and you have this woman who just thinks these eggs look nifty. Um, and she starts painting them, and it's like obviously we know those are the alien eggs that are gonna hatch the little critters and everything,
Uh-huh.
and it's putting children in danger. The Easter bunny is being eaten alive in his bunny suit
Oh my
on church
God.
grounds. Yeah,
Oh
you
my
know,
God. That's a crazy movie. I
yeah.
don't think I've seen it.
But like when you watch Critters 1, it's like this is so cool. This is so good. Look, Billy Zane in like an early cameo.
Oh
Um,
shit, Billy Zane.
and then you go to 2 and it's like it's the same movie, but it's better. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
some sequels they do their homework. They know what they do. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we're leaving the caves. We are not descending. Let's ascend. And your next film is probably one of my favorite modern day horror films.
Mm.
Train to Busan. I'm pretty sure you folks know this. You folks have heard of this. If you guys haven't, um, it's zombies kind of like in 28 Days Later, where it's only meant to infect. That is their only driven purpose. But
Yes.
these things are on a bullet train, right? Yeah, it's a bullet train, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's on a bullet train traveling all the way through Korea. I believe it's probably South Korea and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, I'm so happy that you got to sit there and pick this film because I don't get to talk about a lot of foreign horror films. So why did you pick this
So
film?
good. I love zombies so much. I love them. I'll watch like any zombie movie. But this movie, first of all, I feel like specifically Asian films, like horror movies, are creepier and they
Mm-hmm.
hit the mark that I really want. And I don't know. There are some like American movies or shows like Mike Flanagan. I love his like director and his producing. But for just general, I think they're a lot scarier. And so I already love that it's it's in something that I always wanted to like travel to too. Like I've never been on a bullet train. I've never been overseas there. So already like the cinema what the fuck? Cin
Cinematography.
Yeah, what?
I thought you were trying to say this
Cinematics?
the cinnamon
Wow.
head. I was like, what? What is she on? Did
No,
she just have a stroke?
cinematics.
Do I need to stop recording?
Sometimes the stutter comes out and it just keeps going.
You're
But
fine.
so, I just have to let it go. But no, when I see like the environment, it's really cool. But the main thing is because I love the zombies and I love the fact that they're just the typical zombies that you think, like the really fast ones, the ones that are just coming at you. But they're not too fast like World War Z zombies, but fast enough that you're like running for
Yeah.
your life type of zombies. And it's the different types of perspectives is what got me. Like there's the one of the little girl, or the one of the two old ladies in the film, or there's a like a baseball player with his girlfriend, and you see them all
Yes.
different, and then they come together, and then you have to like see what happens. So, like it's so cool.
It's
I
so
like
many
that.
backgrounds within the same culture and area, and yeah, it's like it's a
Mhm.
fight for survival. You even have
Yeah.
the greedy tycoon guy, which is at this point, well, even back in the 80s, it's became such a stereotype of you gotta have that asshole corporate
Mm.
guy that is all like, no, only me because I'm important, and it's like, no, you're not,
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And they
Mm-hmm.
even add that aspect. There is something about Korean horror and just horror in the Asian market. Um, my mom would never have watched films like these if I had not introduced them to her. Now
Mm.
if she finds one that's interesting, we watch The Wailing. I don't know if you've seen that one,
I haven't seen it yet.
but it's kind of like almost in the same vein of Train to Busan. There's like a lot of different background characters. There's a lot of,
Mm.
or not background, characters with different backgrounds, and characters with actual different moral philosophies. That
That's always interesting.
that
Yeah.
that it melds very well because it keeps things going. It may look like it's a slow burn, but if I always figure when it comes to stuff like this, I was like, you're not paying attention to the movie. You're not
Yeah.
really watching what these characters are doing, because that's what
Mm-hmm.
Korean horror, it's what J horror does. Is strangely, I think it's almost all family based. Family's very tight, you know,
Yeah.
with
Yeah. Yep.
with the Asian community. Um, you see it in Train to Busan, you see it in The Wailing, you even see it in films like Ring You. Um,
Mm.
but like The Wailing, it's deals with like a lot of prejudice, and it deals with ignorance of faith and belief. Um, and it's practically like a bunch of these girls that, yeah, I think they're mostly girls that are like getting murdered. But the thing is they don't know what's killing them. It's like they seem
Mm.
sick, and then they kind of start realizing, well, maybe we got a witch doctor. Well, there's that weird Japanese dude that lives out in the hut, and all the people are going to come to beat him up and, lynch him
Mm-hmm.
because he's the outsider. But the thing is still going on. They're like, what do we do? We got rid of the outsider. Why are we still being terrorized? Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you see that a little bit with Train to Busan, with the social classes. It's like, the homeless man
Yeah.
in there, he was looked at as all like, pay attention to school, kid, and don't be a loser like him, you know.
Yep. And then they had the the different cars too. They had the people that were like the misfits in one car, and then they had the other guys like that, the corporate guy that you were talking about, and then
Yeah.
he like turns the other people against the other people in the other car. Like it,
Yeah.
it became a hierarchy. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Did you point out the social class commentary that was, I didn't sit there and think it was so peppered through, but going through like a rewatch, I was like, wow, they really hit home in the social class. You know, it's
I
like
didn't at first, but now that I like look and think, it's yeah,
like
they
like
did.
like your main character isn't really like, I would say, a high social, but like
Hmm.
he's a everyday blue collar, or not blue
Hmm.
collar, white collar worker. Um and all the other white collar workers believe that they're better than him, and all what he's trying to do is just be a good father. And it almost like they kind of look
Hmm.
down on him too for that. How dare you,
Yeah.
you know? And just seeing how he's kind of like this character that, like, don't look out for anyone, only look out for yourself. And then throughout that film, because I hated when the family man, or the dude that was soon to be the family man, the baseball player, he was one of my favorite characters in that entire. He was the heart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When
And
he had the drive, and I really like the part where they were trying to get to the other car, to his daughter and all the other ones, but it was full of zombies, and they realized that when it turned dark, the zombies can't see, so they had to like climb on top of the luggage area and go through it. And then they had a fight because one of them obviously messed up and got saw, and the zombies saw them, but they
mm-hmm.
all fought together. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that when even with like the main two guys, the one with the pregnant wife and then the main guy with his daughter, like they had some sort of not quarrel, but they said things to each other, but then they came together to like help.
they
I don't know. I love it.
they knew at the end of the day what was important, and it was their family. And
Yes.
while
Yeah.
while the dad feels like the daughter would not understand, is like, I've worked a whole lot and sacrificed a whole lot for you, but of course the one thing that means a
Mm-hmm.
lot to the girl is, well, I just want you to be there at my recital to see me sing that
Mm-hmm.
song. I
Yep.
want you there for that. I want my dad to be there. I don't want just the provider. I want the love. The other side of the
Yeah.
coin, where it almost seems like the dad is like, well, best I can do is give you one half of that. But this film changes that.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
yeah, like, there are some people that they have their differences, but they learn to work together. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that too much in American horror films. I don't really sit there and see too much of that in American
No.
films to begin with. There's a lot of separation and divide. Um, I don't know if that's like, like
Trying to think of. Yeah.
that's definitely a commentary in itself on where we're at as a culture in this country, and just where we're at as a
Mm-hmm.
people. And I think also too, probably some of the reasons why I think we enjoy watching a lot of the Korean horror films is probably because of that. Is like, these guys, they're dealing with the social class issue, they're dealing with X, Y, and Z, but at the end of the damn day, like, they're watching each other's back, and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
um, because they sit there and know, it's like, at the end of the day, we only got each other.
Yeah.
We got to push
Yep.
the bullshit aside. And um
Agreed.
I
Yeah.
think we clamor for that. I actually really do think we do. We clamor for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Like community in a way,
Yeah.
a sense. Mhm.
But, I feel like we could probably talk or get like real deep like in the community and the issues going on here, but that would be a totally different podcast. I think we would actually
Mm-hmm.
stumble upon it. It's like, well, I think it's this, and it's all like, wait, where we were in the movie?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
podcasts are known for side tangents. That's a side tangent I will do my best not to sit there and drop into. But I think that's just something that what we look forward to. And I feel like a lot of, for me as a writer and me as a movie lover, I love horror films that talk about family. Because to me, family's
Mm-hmm.
everything to me. We may not get along most of the time, but at the end, you're family. And
Yeah.
I like those stories where will they, won't they reconcile? Can they get their shit together to
Mm-hmm.
survive this and everything? I like stories like that, and
Me too.
I like some faith-based horror and everything, like The Exorcist, uh, or
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm trying to remember which. There was one. It was like found footage, but it was like this priest that is trying to exorcise. I think it's like a demon from a girl, and somewhere towards the end they find out that I think they sacrificed her baby that she's pregnant with from incest, and like
Oh,
the
oh
fire
wait,
has
I
like a
know.
demon. I think
Is it Ouija? Is it Ouija?
no,
Ouija
no,
board?
no,
No,
not
it's
Ouija. No, it was it was a found footage film. um I think it came out right after the exorcism of Emily Rose. I want to say it's probably right around that era. It was before the 2020s, I believe, but post
feel like I can
exorcism.
see the scene in my head.
Yeah, because
It was like in a white house, right?
I believe so, because it was a priest, it's his wife, and it's the cameraman.
I
And like they're like following them, and like
feel
uh
like I remember this. This is gonna drive me nuts.
folks, if you're
It's not.
listening and if you know it in the comments, drop it
Oh.
down below and everything. But like it feels like a very vague
Mm-hmm.
description, but like that was like your 2000s style of like supernatural
Mm-hmm.
horror, is that it was either done through found footage, so someone was bound to hold
Yes.
the camera, which I have my loves and I have my hates for found footage, but it's still a very
Mm-hmm.
interesting genre and everything.
I love found footage.
I agree.
I love it.
It's amazing if it's done properly well. I
Yes.
think Paranormal
Agreed.
Activity has made us all too scared of our homes.
Oh my god, I love that series. It scared me so much. Going back, obviously it's not as scary, but like it seemed like the first of its kind in a way
Yeah,
of
in a sense, yeah.
stationary found footage, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like it's one fixed camera, but they're still going around and talking to the camera and filming. I loved it. It
I think there was
is
like
really cool. And this,
there was a few moments where
yeah,
you can just scream at the screen, where like the dude is just gonna quickly run to the camera while his wife is screaming. And it's like, fuck the camera, dude, just go to your wife
yeah,
and everything. But at
yep.
the same time too, it's like we don't want to miss out, like, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
They made it seem so realistic in a way. Yeah, I
yeah.
liked it. It's
uh
good.
Also too, I think films like that, they're I don't want to just sit there and say that they're just spectacle, because there is story to it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like a cultural coming together to, let's see this event
Yes.
and let's do it
Yeah.
again. Let's see where there's small things that we didn't pick out. It's something that where you
Mm-hmm.
want to rewatch it so you can see every single nook and cranny of what the filmmakers did. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh my god. And I guess you could also sit there and say that about films like Train to Busan and everything.
Yeah.
Is there's a craze for it, and you want to be a part of it. And
Uh-huh.
I'm a feel old here, but FOMO, the fear of missing out,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I
it's
feel like that's
like,
why I like the perspective so much because you can kind of, like we said earlier, live vicariously through them,
mhm.
but still not be there, but you still want to see what's happening.
You can turn the
So I
movie
like
off
that.
and you're safe. You don't have to worry about your loved ones, your
Yeah.
husbands, or your parents
Mm-hmm.
tragically being eaten or being turned. It's all like, oh, I'm just fine, and
Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you can just turn it back on whenever you're ready to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any final thoughts for Train to Busan? Did you like Peninsula?
Mm-mm. Is that the second one?
Yeah. It's
I
supposed
don't
to be
remember. I think I've seen it, but I don't remember it at
it's
all.
supposed to be a sequel, but I feel like it's more of a standalone. Like you don't really need to see Train to Busan
Oh,
to enjoy
is
because
it good?
I actually need to revisit it because I remember feeling very disappointed with it because
Mm,
um it's kind of, you know what, the way that I kind of look at it, you've seen the 28 days later films, right? 28 days, 28 weeks.
yeah.
From the jarringness of what 28 days later to 28 weeks later, that's how it definitely feels.
Okay.
like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you still know the zombies of what they don't really sit there and change too much of that lore. They can only see you. They're blind to a certain degree, or
Mm-hmm.
no, I think they're deaf. They can't hear you, but they're essentially they rely solely on their visuals. um no, I think I got that
Mm-hmm.
mixed up. I am so sorry, folks. I think I got that.
Mm,
They can hear, but they're blind, so they need to hear you when you're coming. Um, but like there is this great
oops.
visual, like visceralness of what 28 days later did. That when they did 28 weeks later, the beginning of it carries that same weight, but then it immediately transitions kind of like into this
Mm-hmm.
post-apocalyptic, UK setting. Um, it kind of strips away a little bit of the, like, you think these zombies are monsters, well, man's even worse, compared to 28 days
Mm,
later where the military were ready to just strip the women down and have their way with them after they were done
mm,
killing the men
mm-hmm.
in brutal ways. And the sequel kind of deviates a little bit from that. you know I kind of
Yeah.
feel like that's what Peninsula did. I really want to sit there and see what the third film does because I think they're doing a third
Mm-hmm.
film. I just wish it
Oh,
kind
there
of.
are?
I believe so because I think they want to do a trilogy, but I don't
Oh, I would
know.
love that.
I don't know if they're doing the same thing with Train to Busan like they did with The Ring, where I think they had the same director, because I think that one's supposed to be like Escape from, or Train to New York or something like that. And I'm all like,
Mm,
I don't know how I feel about this. Maybe if he had the same director and maybe he kind of reworked
mm-hmm.
the script, or just had someone that he can work with that obviously knows
Mm-hmm.
New York, can get the culture of what it is to be in New York City and everything, and make that work. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's my thoughts on Peninsula. I don't want to
We'll
sit there and say I
see.
hate it because maybe I was in a weird funk mindset when I watched it, and I had
Mm-hmm.
like my my expectations too high. And then it's like, if I probably go back and see it, I was like, oh, it's actually probably a decent film. It's probably a fun film.
Yeah, it's hard to not get your expectations high because that movie was good.
Yeah, it's kind of
You
hard.
would want that to be the second, you know? So yeah, they had to to hit some high expectation. They probably didn't miss. They probably didn't make it. They probably missed it. But I want to go watch it still. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
I remember
I
like
need to
years
write
ago
that
it
down.
was on Shutter, but I'm pretty sure it's probably it's somewhere, it's somewhere out there that you can watch and everything. But Train to
Oh yeah.
Busan, absolute wonderful gem. Love this movie. Um, it has a lot of heart, and you know what? It reminds me of another Korean horror film. I don't know if you've seen The Host, where where
I don't think so.
it's the guy who plays Herschel from The Walking Dead. It's like the one cameo where there's like Americans are dumping toxic waste, and it kind of gets into like the waterway, and
Oh yeah.
it mutates this fish, and it becomes this kind of mini kaiju creature that starts eating people and collecting them. Well, there's this little girl that gets
Oh.
collected, and the film follows the family of that little girl. They're I guess they're kind of hanging on middle class. I think because it's kind of very like,
Mm-hmm.
where they lived. It's like it's very cramped and everything. And
Mm.
these people are all like, we need to go get her. And so you're watching a film about a family
Damn.
going through sewers and going through the city trying to
I
get
need
their
to
little
watch
girl.
this. Seems like a good one.
That's another good one. I really enjoy
Ooh. I wrote down so I could see it.
it.
Yes.
But
I love
folks,
watching new movies.
yeah, if you haven't seen any of these films, write them down, go watch them, pause the podcast if you don't want
Mm-hmm.
spoilers, because obviously we will discuss them. But
Yeah, yeah.
we're gonna switch over to our final film, which actually won an Oscar, if I believe so. Um,
Mm.
it was selected for the Palme d'Or for Cannes 2024 Film Festival. Demi Moore's The Substance. What
Yeah.
was your just first thoughts before you even saw the film? What did you think about this movie
Before I saw it,
before you saw it? Because I'm pretty sure you probably saw the trailers and everything for it.
yeah.
What
So
did you think?
I don't watch trailers for the whole time. I watch like literally 10 seconds of them
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like they always show something that spoils it.
Mm-hmm.
So going in, I had no idea what to expect. All I saw was like, oh, Demi Moore's this beautiful lady that's like really high in Hollywood, and then she becomes old, and then something happens. And so that's all I got going into it. And I wasn't expecting all of the grossness. What am I gonna call that? Like not
Body
gore because it wasn't.
the body horror.
Yeah, yeah. Like oh my god, it definitely stuck with me, especially the part where you first see, I guess, the alien girl herself come out of her body. Oh my god,
The
creeped
the
me out. And
the
like,
cell separation where it becomes two
yeah,
people.
yeah. But I really liked for me, movies, I really like the cinematics of them. I really look at the backgrounds of things and how they've timed things with music beats or I don't know. It's just the way they like position a camera. And
Mm-hmm.
this one, it just seemed so cool. And like the different types of angles that they put on the I don't know. There's a part where I think she was in the bathroom, and the way they put the angle where you could see kind of both of them at the same time, but through mirrors,
Mm-hmm.
but you also couldn't see the camera. Like it was really cool.
All the trick.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and I like the fact that it literally, if you really think about it, this is what happens to Hollywood, where people get too old and then they do these drastic things to themselves, and they become like unrecognizable. And so it's kind of like an exaggerated take on it, but also kind of very truthful in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with also how women are handled in Hollywood. Like I think it's a little bit better
Yeah.
now, but like back then, if you look at like golden age of Hollywood, once you reach like a certain age where the studios don't look at you as like, well, you're getting too old, you're not going to be like a moneymaker. And that does something to a person where they have a career and now they're having it stripped away just because of their age. And
Yeah.
Demi Moore, who won an Oscar for her performance. She won outstanding
Mm-hmm.
performance for female actor in a leading role in the motion picture. Oh wait, hold on. That was at the Screen Actors Guild. My bad. That was at SAG and everything. But I do believe Demi won the Oscar and everything for her contribute to this and everything, which is amazing. But watching her as a character that she has dedicated her entire life to one thing and one thing only, and they're all
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yeah, well, now you're getting too old. We need to look for someone younger."
Mm-hmm. Kind of
And
seems like that was actually what Demi went through in her own real
y-
life, you know?
yeah, because she was super big in the 80s and the early 90s. Like I think the very first film I saw her in was Striptease, if I remember correctly.
Oh my God, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I saw her in one of those like teen slasher movies, I think. I can't remember which one. If she was in
Uh
one of them.
I think
Not I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? No, she wasn't in that.
no, I think I know what you did last summer. That not the person from Dawson's Creek. I think it's was that Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy?
Oh yeah, she was in that. Yeah.
If I remember
Yep.
correctly, but like she was part of the Brat Pack.
Mm.
She did Blame It
Mm-hmm.
on Rio, Saint Elmo's Fire, About Last Night. And then like she kind of emerged a little bit bigger with A Few Good Men and Indecent Proposal, Disclosure. Then she did Striptease, Scarlet Letter, The Juror, GI Jane. You know, she was super big in the night. I think the '90s was like her peak. Where
Was she
like
in Ghost?
yes, yes, she
I think
she
that's where I remember her from.
that's another one. Yeah, that I grew up. It's with her doing the
Mm-hmm.
the pottery making with Patrick Swayze. It's like,
Uh,
ooh, it's like
yeah.
something is simple and they turned it so sexual of like, and I'm all like,
Yep.
it's like I need to take a pottering class, like.
Yeah. Hmm.
But and then like her marriage with Bruce Willis, and then like later Ashton Kutcher.
Hmm.
You know, like she was the big face for like in the 90s, like in the 90s you would think Demi Moore
Hmm.
alongside Pamela Anderson, um Peggy Bundy. That's at least me.
Mm.
You can't beat Peggy Bundy. And then yeah, like she kind of almost seemed like she disappeared.
Yeah, like she got kind of tossed aside for newer, better, not better, but like in their minds, better
Hmm.
actresses.
And you can
And it
see that.
seemed like yeah, she did. It seemed like in this movie, she actually, the way she was acting is kind of how she felt. Like
Yeah,
it felt like she could finally let it all out, you know?
yeah, like the
Hmm.
I'm gonna make them remember me, quite literally in a
Yeah.
body horror film. Um,
Yes.
but still, she did it, and she did fantastic. Like I don't really sit there and think people really could sit there and forget her, but I felt like with this
Mm-mm.
film, I think that was something of the, well, here's something you're not gonna forget.
Hmm.
I think it's a great career resurgence, and I really do hope that she gets more time like in films and everything. I know she did Lawman, which was a streaming TV series with Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh.
So she kind of has that like also longevity too of now she's on the streaming sites and
Hmm.
everything. Um, it's kind of like the same thing with Jamie Lee Curtis too that I noticed. Like Jamie Lee
Oh
Curtis,
yeah,
she kind of
her.
comes in waves, but her peaks were obviously the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
But like when she
Uh-huh.
kind of went away a little bit, and then she came back with like Halloween. She did that trilogy,
Hmm.
and then she did Freakier Friday, and she did everything everywhere all at
Scream
once.
Queens. I
Scream
love that one.
Queens, that one
So
too.
good.
It's like, she. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at this is probably gonna be, maybe we're still riding on the wave of all of these very famous actresses back in the day. They're coming back.
Hmm.
They're coming back in full force, and they're like, you saw me at my I guess like not pride. You saw me in my prime, but
Hmm.
this is just now getting even better, and
Yeah.
it even
Yep.
proves that we can sit there and we can do this. Nothing's gonna
Hmm.
stop us.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that it was just shock value too. Like
Mhm.
at the very end, I wasn't expecting that for sure. And I don't know if a lot of people expected the ending of that movie, but I liked it. I like when it kind of shocks you too, because it's like all of it was shocking anyways, and then what else can it be? And then something happens that you're like, wow,
It's definitely
you
something
got me there.
to to
Yeah.
to to like have audiences like talking, getting out of that theater. It's like after all of this, and then bam,
Mm-hmm.
which like that,
Mm-hmm.
that that's what horror films need to sit there and do, is like, especially with that last image, it's enough for, it's like, all right, we got to talk about this when we get in the car,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
or like on the way to dinner. It's like, we got to talk about this film's amazing, it's awesome, it's wonderful, you
Mm-hmm.
got to see it. And you have to see The Substance. um right
That's
before
so good.
right before we recorded, we were actually talking about something like really interesting that the substance is brought up. Um, we don't really know what the substance is. We don't really know for sure what it is. All we
Mm-hmm.
know is that it helps manipulate the cells in your body, in which it makes a younger version of yourself split off. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and like already, like I can see, because when you're mentioning about the visuals, the cinematography and all this, I remember a lot of directors touches kind of were used in this film. Kubrick, Stuart Gordon, because of the substance. it's
Oh,
like it's like it's very neon, so it reminds me of Reanimator in the Stuart Gordon films. um
I don't think I've seen that.
so you have like these other masters of horror, and I'm gonna probably butcher her name. Corelli Fragit. I'm so sorry if I butcher her name. I'm pretty sure people can say it probably better than I can. I apologize. I felt like she was able to kind of tip a hat to the Masters of Horror while also kind of throwing her name out there in the ballot of like, I think I can join Mary Lambert, who is like one of the very few women that are kind of in that group of women that are part of the Masters of
Mm-hmm.
Horror, which is already a predominant like a male group to begin with, but like she's done amazing, and I really want to sit there and see more in genre filmmaking from her. But you mentioned the Catwoman, and I got so confused because I was like, what is the Catwoman from Batman Returns got to sit there do a plastic surgery? It's like I don't remember Michelle Pfeiffer having plastic surgery, but you mentioned the Swiss model that they call the
Yeah.
Catwoman and all of this, um, all of the plastic surgery stuff and like what it does to the body.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Do you wonder what, because like in the movie you're like, oh, that's disgusting, like you see what happens when she splits off and what happens to the body at the very end, and then in real life you're also like, obviously you're not going to split off from yourself, but what is in your body, with all the plastic surgery type of things.
the silicone and the filler and everything, and like this is
Hmm.
just us just kind of spitting in the wind seeing wherever the hell it sticks. We're well, I don't know, are you in the medical field?
I'm in the biotech field, yes, so I guess that would
Okay.
be technically
Oh,
medical.
okay, so then you probably may have some knowledge on stuff, but yeah, we were definitely sitting there and we were asking what if questions of what does this stuff do to you the longer it sets in. And strangely enough, we were talking about body decomposition. So like,
Yeah.
like there is the
Yeah.
gag that like if you're buried with your implants and after you probably have like decomposed into a skeleton, that you just have like these little two little silicone packs just resting on your chest to let people know, hey,
Hmm.
you had a great rack. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like when it comes to someone like the Catwoman, it's like
Mm.
the lip filler. What does that do to the human body? Because you figure it's got to decompose in some way or fuse. And I made mention, I was like,
Mm.
I wonder, like, does it look like grout? Or I feel like I'm missaying that word too. Words are hard today, folks.
I think
But
it's grout. I think it's grout.
is it
Yeah.
grout, like the grout stuff that you use on your tile
Hmm.
floor to like kind of like seal like the insides and it just makes it a little bit easier to clean?
Hmm.
That I was like thinking, I hope it doesn't do that where it looks like grout and it just kind of
Ugh.
it just kind of bonds with your bone structure, you know,
Hmm.
and it's
In a
like
way, I think it might.
it's
Yeah.
I think that's the true horror outside of not knowing what
Yeah.
the substance is, but what does the plastic surgery do? And this isn't by mean, I'm not
Hmm.
shaming people who do plastic surgery. You do you. You do you.
Yeah.
And if you love it, you love it because it's all about loving yourself. Who gives a fuck what anyone else
Hmm.
has to say? You know. Um
But in a
but
scientific standpoint, but yeah, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see
yeah,
what happens.
and
Yeah.
we were also like just mentioning just about just medical science too. It's when it comes to burying, like do they remove the titanium rods in our bodies because it won't decompose? Or is someone just gonna dig up our body and like sweet titanium and go fucking hawk it? It was like
Hmm.
what are you gonna do? What how does silicone react if the lady who has implants or guy, maybe he has some cheeks implants, he wants his butt to look good. How does that react
Yeah.
when you put it in a crematorium? Like, I don't think
Hmm.
I don't think it'll just harden. I don't know. Like,
I have no idea either.
I don't know that field, but it's just something just to think about. Um,
Hmm.
does it pollute the air if we're burning the silicone? Because silicone is what, just like a form of plastic, right?
I think so. It's like
So
a polymer formed with oxygen or something.
so burning it, like, that's it's not really good for the environment. So
Mm-mm.
just bury your implants, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It,
I
it,
wonder if they can drain it somehow, and then just throw it away. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know what's
that's
in it. I don't. I
I
wish I knew.
I feel like that's also kind of like asking, how do we get rid of in this world the microplastic issue that's like in our water and like in our
Oh
food?
yeah.
Like I feel like that right there. It's like, we can. That kind
Yeah.
of adds it. It's all like, don't throw your breast implants in the ocean. It's like some poor sea turtle's gonna
Hmm.
choke on it, and but yeah, it kind of makes you wonder, like, how does the human body
Hmm.
decompose with these things in it? And I mean, yeah, going back to microplastics, how is this actually really going to affect the human body
Hmm.
in times to come? Because I mean, we're all drinking it, we're all eating it,
Hmm.
you know. How is that going
Hmm.
to affect the human body? And apparently the substance is what made us, think about this.
It's crazy. Yeah, it was a crazy film, but that's another thing is like it provokes thoughts and discussions,
Yeah,
which I like.
which is what film should do. Should provoke thoughts and
Hmm.
discussions, not just, oh dude, like Captain America, he
Yeah.
finally said Avengers Assemble, dude. That was so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no. I like more films like this where you're like, what if this happened to us?
and
What would we do?
and I'm not shitting on the MCU whatsoever. I enjoy my Marvel films, but I also enjoy my horror films. I enjoy my thought-provoking Italian cinema or Swiss cinema. I
Hmm.
can't believe I'm blanking on the director, but uh he directed The Seventh Seal. Ingmar Bergman
Uh,
and everything. I like those films that, make you kind of question and make you just kind of not ruminate, but just ponder life, the funny
yeah.
the funny things in life.
Hmm.
I love that. And I kind of feel like the substance is able to entertain you as a horror fan, but also kind of feed into that.
Hmm.
It's like, oh shit, like I wonder what would happen if I take the substance. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
like, how would that go for me? Would it go the same way as it did poor Demi, or
Hmm.
would we have a different reaction to it?
Hmm. It's true. I think about that a lot. I love that movie though. It's so gory, but also not gory, but also I don't know, body horror. Yeah, like
Yeah.
not real appendage, but like things that peel back in your body and gross things like that. Even though it grosses me out, it's a morbid curiosity type of
I mean, the
movie.
human body is a terrifying thing to begin with, even if you're not mutating it, or
Yeah,
it's a strange
it's very
thing.
scary.
And it's funny, it's like I can watch Jason hawk up a bunch of freaking horny teenagers, but I cannot watch medical documentaries where like they actually have the body
Yeah.
open. I get squeamish with the blood, and my mom's all
Yep.
like, it's like, you watched Hatchet the
Hmm.
other week. You watched a dude take a sand fucking belt and shove it into a damn dude's freaking mouth, and just
Yeah.
like blood's it's just going. I was like, but that's how the blood and the gore effects were used. It was kind of used in a comedic effect. The same thing for Evil Dead. You can watch those
Hmm.
buckets of blood. It's just how you use it. Um,
Hmm. Yep.
and the substance knows how to use its tools.
Yes. Yes. It was really good.
We are coming up a little bit over an hour today, though, folks. So we are gonna have to sit there and say our goodbyes to the wonderful SlumDropButton. Thank you so much again for being here, lovely. Where can the fine
Yeah.
people find you on the socials?
Oh, I'm on TikTok. I don't really post on Instagram, but I am on Instagram or my Twitch, which is SlumDropButton on Twitch, twitch.tv, SlumDropButton. And I think I'm not on YouTube. Oh, TikTok. Did I see TikTok?
Yeah,
I don't remember if I did. So
it's
TikTok,
it's the
Instagram, and
microplastics in our heads now. The
I
micro.
know it's the ADHD meds. Once it wears off, I'm like crazy. But no, I think that's all I have actually because it's way too. Oh no, Discord. That's the one I'm thinking of. Discord, Instagram,
Mhm.
and TikTok.
For the cum nation.
Yes,
Can't believe I just
it's a
plugged that.
church. It's not
I,
a cult. It's a
I
church
can't believe I
because
just
we are
plugged
tax exempt. We have the 10 Commandments, you can also be a newcomer. So just think. Just think about that. We
Oh,
do say we pray to our Lord and Savior, the Come Lord. So yeah,
who is the
Come
cum lord?
Nation.
I'm afraid that
I'm the Come Lord.
oh my god.
I started the
Oh,
Come Nation.
the horror of the human
Uh,
body.
I don't. I started Come Nation because I saw it in a horror game. It was called Employee of the Month, which is such a good horror game. It's like shitty PS2 graphics, and then I walked in, and on the car was like just the drawings of like shitty graphically drawn
Yeah.
sperm, basically, and it said Come Nation, and I was like, that is the best name I have ever heard of a nation, and so I took it. And maybe I should tell the devs, but don't tell them yet. I'll tell them. But and then it's now we have people that work there, people that sleep there. There's like it's spread like wildfire.
There's a
So I
lot of
hope you
cum.
join. There is. And it started a business called the Frothy Good Jizz. It's a whole bit, and
Oh my
it's just keeps going on and on. Yeah. So once you join the nation, we also sell your cum. Anyways,
Oh dear Lord.
maybe we should cut that out at the end.
Oh no, that's staying in. It's stained. It is stained. Cum Nation
Oh
is
man,
stained on this
combination.
podcast. Folks, you can find me on the socials, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I'm everywhere, but those are my main ones of the Gothic Storyteller. You can also find me on Twitch at the Gothic Storyteller. Thank you so much again for watching. Um,
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much again. Like, I had no clue when I asked you. I was all like, will she say yes? And I was so happy to.
Yeah.
And I would never have had such a very awkward episode where we wrap up all this buddy horror with cum. This is going to be a memorable
Oh, it's
one.
gonna be so good. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
it was
God.
fun.
Folks, you can also watch the podcast video only on YouTube, but if you also love your audio only, you can listen to it on Spotify. So definitely go look us
Oh,
up
yeah.
on Spotify. Thank you so much again, SlumDrop. I was gonna say
Thanks.
Nation, SlumDropButton, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of
Yeah.
course. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Bye.